Yeah, all working, Damien. Audio okay? Right, so that totally threw me. YouTube was bust there. The stream that I set up earlier wouldn't work, and totally threw me. That was horrible. But thanks for bearing with me. Is Peter with us? Peter Kendall, who does the RPG nodes. Peter is G7 RPG, and I had loads of things all set up in the right place. You know, layouts, so I'm just going to recreate them. So can I just have audio report? Peter Kendall's there, yeah. I have cancelled the other stream, so all should be good. But I'm just going to set this up how I had it before, which was perfect. And when you do a reboot, it forgets all your layouts, doesn't it? Just trying a new dual monitor system today. So we're looking at Peter G7 RPG's micro hub. You can find it by searching for G7 RPG micro hub. I just typed in G7 RPG node, and I'm just lining this up. So audio okay, guys? Fred's there. Hi Fred, huge fan of the channel there, Fred, and does a lot behind the scenes, so thank you for joining us, Fred. Doug's moderator there. So I'm just getting set up, guys, after a scary YouTube problem, but I managed to figure it out. I started a new stream, so I'm just going to open up another browser, another little browser. This is Google Chrome. It's very good. Just going to open up I'm just going to drag a tab. You can drag a tab and have a few things on the screen at once. So right, so I'm starting to get back to where I was. So I do apologise about that. I did a live stream demo earlier to myself, and it worked just fine. So isn't that always the way? So anyway, anyone watching, please sign in with your name and your call sign. Is just checking the audio's okay. Paul Silliphant, hi mate from Paul. Yeah, hi Paul. We got Doug Spratt, Fred, Peter Kendall's here. Gray. I saw Gray on the other stream. Thank you for refinding us. You know, not everyone knows how to do that, so that really threw me. 2E0 UKX. I like that. I'm UKH. So 2E0 UKH over to 2E0 UKX. Hello Lone Kazoo. Yeah, thanks for joining us again. George, you're always on the stream, much appreciate that. Mike Baker, K8MGB, hello from Michigan, sounds great. Thank you, because I thought I knew everything, you know, I had it all set up, and it in my demo it worked great. But anyway, I'm just letting some people gather, and we're looking at the G7 RPG micro node. It's £130 in the UK. Fred's bought one. Peter Kendall makes them. He's in the comments. He can answer any questions. Stephen Curtis is there, my friend there. Steve, looking forward to seeing you at Newark. Anyone else going Newark? M0HOY. So anyway, I'm just starting to get back to normal after my internet problem. You know, when you're just about to go, when you're 2 minutes late and you have to reboot, it's not very nice. So we're looking at my radio, which has just gone off. I'm not surprised because been sitting here for flipping ages. I always set my radios to go off after an hour or half an hour if I fall asleep. You know, the battery's not going to be dead when I get back to it. Damien, he's going to be at Newark. I'm going to be there on Friday and Saturday, so I think we should arrange a meet-up. So to call into this node, yeah, it is Sean. To call into this node, I've set up a page here to show you. So the node is 43006, and when you're connecting from another allstar device, you have to call in with *3 and then the number. If you're calling in on an Echolink device on your mobile phone or on a computer, you're looking for this this link 2E0UKH/L. I can hear Fred there. So, and if you're calling in on an FM radio out in the middle of nowhere on a going in through a repeater, I'm sure this is the node number you use. So anyway, everyone sign in, put your name in the comments, name, call sign, so we know who's watching. Anyone new who's not signed in yet, because it's not about me, it's about interacting, comments, asking questions. If there's nothing to talk about, you know, that it's off to a bad start, isn't it? So right, so Fred's connected, that's good, that's confirmed that it's working. So that's how you get into the node. I'll just go back to the camera view. So that's the radio there that's connected, and in the background you can see the node. You know, there's not much to look at, you know, a bit like with me, you know, you don't want to see me. There's the node sitting in the background. It's just a box. I wouldn't say a dumb box, but it's far from dumb. But you know, these routers and things, you know, we just call them dumb boxes, but this thing is far from dumb, but it's simple to use. So I've just got that radio there for something for you to look at. I'm just picking up my Yaesu FT70. Anyone else got the Yaesu FT70? Absolutely brilliant radio. Brilliant radio, but what were they thinking? Right, so we got W8SRC joining us from Michigan, Stuart. So just switching on my radio. So I'm not. It is so easy to program when you get the node from Peter Kendall G7RPG. On the back, it's got a simplex frequency you type in. You know, I've just put it in VFO mode, and it's got a CTTS tone, and that's it. A simplex frequency, and you enter a tone. Mike Baker, he's saying FT70. It is fantastic. It's brilliant. You know, they've all got flaws, but the audio quality on it is marvellous. Right, so getting back to the radio and the node. Like I say, Fred's confirmed it's working. Now, my node with the blue light on it. Just checking my camera is live. It's got a local IP address, and my local IP address is 192.168.1.127, and it's got that at the top there, and that's just a local number assigned by my network. And I'm not going to do it, but you can disconnect all, so that will remove me from everything. I'll be disconnected from everything. And this node status, that will show us who's connected.
PM. Good evening. The time is 9:52 p.m.
So it reads out announcements. I've turned some announcements off on mine. Stuart Thompson has joined us, M0OMT. Hi guys, yeah, hi Stuart, thanks for joining us. So I'm just going to move this screen across. So I don't really know what all this stuff on the side here is in blue. That's stuff that's enabled and disabled. Selected systems state 0, signal on input no, system enable, you know, all that stuff I don't think's that important to an end user. This is the important stuff. Now I'm not connected to anything, but all these guys are connected to me, and I'm just going to get a pen and paper and I shall be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so I'm back now, and I'm going to write some of these down. So just looking at the comments, why does the ID sound? What does the ID sound like on the node? Is it carrier wave or voice? Well, it's voice, yes. If someone connects, it says their call sign. If someone disconnects, you know, it tells you all the information, times, what repeater you're on, what node you're on. But you can see everyone that's connected to my node at the moment. It's a bit small writing. Can you see that, guys? I can read it out. We've got myself at the top in pink. I don't know why I'm pink. N7ADV, he's on it. M0DMT, something like that. 2E0TXE and Fred W1FJF. So I'm not connected to anything. I'm just going to pick up my radio and go back to Fred because he called in. So got 4 people on at the moment. If anyone else wants to join, go ahead. Sean, send Chris an email live. Yeah, it comes out my printer. If someone sends an email to that email address, it comes out my printer live, and I'll read them out. I normally show them on camera, but it's a bit tricky. I'll do my best. Anyway, so I'm listening on my node, and I'm going to put a call out for Fred. W1FJF, this is Chris, 2E0UKH. Hey there, Fred.
W1FJF here. Hi, Chris. I can hear you nice and clear.
Yeah, well, you're sounding really good to me. I'm just checking my audio levels. Was Fred okay, or was he too loud? Shannon's there. Hi, Shannon. Stephen Curtis is pointing out the ID can be carrier wave, voice, or both. So keep an eye on the comments. You know, I've only had this one a week. I built my own one a few years ago. Are you still there, Fred? Didn't hear you come back. 2E0UKH, back to you.
Yes, I'm still here, Chris. Sorry, I had the speaker on my computer on, and it was echoing back there. So, yeah, I'm still here. You're coming in nice and clear. I'm talking on my Android cell phone.
Yeah, okay, I'm just looking at the dashboard. Fred got a lot of stations, well, about 5 or 6 there. So is the audio okay? I'm trying to position the microphone so Fred is not quiet. Is is the radio audio okay? Put it in the comments, guys. Is it okay? Anyone new watching the stream, please log in, put your name and call sign in. Tony, he says it's fine. Good. Right, so I'll just go back to Fred. So Fred has ordered the G7 RPG node. He's ordered one. He's got it on the way. Peter does ship to America. So for anyone that's not used to Allstar or Echo Link, what, I've got Echolink on my phone. You might say, why do you need one of these? Well, I can use an FM radio in my house. All my FM radios come back to life. All the lack of activity, we all know about this. They come back to life. It's the busiest repeater in my town now. It's awesome. It's not a repeater, it's a simplex gateway. But anyway, thanks for calling in, Fred. I'll take the next caller, and thank you for your incredible support of the channel, doing stuff in the background.
W1FJF clear.
Okay, so I'll go through them in order. Fred was on the bottom of the list there, but he called in first, so I went back to him first. Let's try Utah, N7ADV. N7ADV, go ahead. This is Chris 2E0UKH.
2E0UKH, this is N7ADV. That's George in Utah. And coming in great here.
Yeah, thanks, George. George in Utah. In Ogden, Utah. So N7ADV. So you're calling in on a node, and your node number is 27058. So are you on an FM radio going through your own node, I would guess?
Yes, that's correct. I'm using a Anytone 878 FM to allstar node running on a Raspberry Pi, connected to you.
Yeah, well, you sound very good. Now, Fred was a touch on the loud side. He's got a very deep voice, he I've not heard him quiet. I don't mean that in a bad way. I've not, he's got, some people talk loud, some people I don't, because I'm in a block of flats. You sound a slightly bit quiet. Are you on you're on an Anytone, so you might consider just going, not now, but going up one on the mic gain. I'm purposely on a Yaesu FT70 because I have been told out of all this vast collection of radios this is the loudest. So what is the audio like, George? Am I nice and loud, or is it good audio?
Very clear and just perfect. And I'm not known for speaking up, so I'll try to do that a little bit. Back to you, N7ADV.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you so much for joining us in the live stream. Had a bit of problems earlier, and I'm flattered that everyone's followed me over here. Stuart Thompson's commenting, he is okay over allstar, but loud for the video. Yeah, okay, but that's that was the previous caller. So if you look in the web browser, I've just typed in G7 RPG node, and Peter can be Peter, by the way, is doing a great job. He doesn't make hardly any money out of this. They're not expensive. You can contact Peter at g7rpg@hotmail.com. And anyway, George, thanks for calling in. I'll go through to the next caller. Okay, I just saying 7-3 there, George. Thank you for calling in. So next station, pleased to meet you, Peter. Yeah, there's Fred there that bought the node, Peter. He heard me talking about it so much he had to go and get one. Right, so next one is M0OMT in Newcastle. upon Tyne in the UK. Go ahead, sir. It's Chris 2E0UKH.
Zero good evening. I trust you well. I'm enjoying the video. I'm just seeing what's going on and what you're trying to achieve here. So I'll sit back and relax. Good evening, everybody else on the channel from M0OMT up here in sunny South Tyneside.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate you calling in on the live stream. You know, we're just having a bit of fun. You know, I don't take things too seriously. You know, I look at and review and do tutorials on tons of things. Digital radios, analog radios. I've just got 2 mag loops in. Someone's sending me a printout. I can hear my printer going. Put the admin, put the email address in the comments. If you send an email to that email address, it comes out my printer live. So there's something coming out. I can see a photo. It's upside down. Anyway, thanks for calling in. I'll take the next caller. Okay, well, the next one in line, well, the last one on here is 2E0TXE. Calling in on Echo Link. Go ahead, sir. This is Chris 2E0UKH. Okay, so nothing heard from 2E0TXE. I'll try and go back to him. Just seen another station pop up, G1NRL. Go ahead, it's Chris 2E0UKH. Yeah, I guess a lot of people are just listening, enjoying listening. That's fine. I'll just give you one more chance. G1NRL, go ahead. It's Chris 2E0UKH. Okay, no worries. A lot of people just join in. Someone might be at work. People are listening, you know. Having Echo Link is very handy when you're stuck in a boring job and you want to listen to conversations about radio. That's what I use Echo Link for quite often. Someone in Mexico has just logged in. XE1ODN. Go ahead, sir. It's Chris 2E0UKH. Yep, the station in Mexico. Please come back, because that would be a very good contact. X. I've never worked an X station. XE1ODN. Go ahead, please. 2E0UKH. Back to you. Yeah, that's okay. That's just fine. Because on allstar, on my node, on Echo Link, I've been through all the callers. I've just seen another one come in. Was it another one? Yeah, another one. Is it also in Newcastle upon Tyne? You know, if there was no calls, I could go over to one of the big networks. In the UK, we have got HubNet. HubNet is a very big network. It links nodes, repeaters. Stephen Curtis can put more information. Put a link to the HubNet. There's a Facebook group. I can type *53 or 52. Which one is it? And I go straight to the HubNet. So anyway, any other stations want to call in? GB3NZ. Go ahead if you're there. 2E0UKH. Yeah, nothing heard. Could someone please, who's contacted me before, Fred, give me a call? I mean, let me just check it's still working. You know, I know it is still working, but there's a couple of stations not going back to me. A lot of people just log in to listen. If someone could give me a call.
Yes, W1FJF here. I can hear you I can hear you clear, Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. That's really appreciated. You know, a lot of people, some people are at work. You know, they're using it to have a listen. Shannon, I don't have an allstar, or I'd be talking to you all. Right, Shannon, get on your mobile phone because you'll be on in a minute. Ray K5UZZ. Hello, Chris from Northeast Mississippi. Yeah, hi. Hi, Ray. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. Shannon's going to come on here on Echo Link. Just look at the screen and you'll see the link to connect to. Just going to bring it up on the video. Yeah, so the beauty of this is I can pick up all these calls on an FM radio. We've all got Echo Link. I'm getting loads of printouts coming out, by the way, on the printer. I'll show them in a minute. In fact, I'll show them now and give Shannon a chance to get here. So I'm going to show some of these printouts I'm getting. Put the link in, admin, put the link to the printer in the description, and we'll see how much paper I use up. Okay, so I'm just taking the first one out the printer. Shannon sent from my iPhone, so Shannon has sent me a message, an email which comes straight to my printer. I've got a photo. I think this is Shannon. Yeah, it's got his name on his hat. It would be. So excuse the jerky footage. I've just got a printout there live on the printer from Shannon, and I know it's him because he's got that silly hat on. KC5RBG. Shannon is a close friend of mine. He's been a friend of the channel for a long time. So how cool is that? The printer is live. You know, you send me an email to that address, it just comes out the printer. It's absolutely superb. Right, I got another one. Right, got some nice radios coming out the printer here. Blimey, we got loads of people calling in on the Echo Link. Oh, this was only supposed to be a half an hour show. Right, so someone has got a nice station here. Who sent this email? He's got an MFJ there. You should have got one of Adie's loops. A lot cheaper. 817 there. I think it's 817. It's not the 818, is it? And that's the control box for the MFJ. Great stream. Thank you, Steph. Much appreciate that. Thanks for the demo. Well, you're welcome to join in. So I'm not really very well equipped to show photos.
UKH. This is KC5RBG.
There he is. Yeah, got you, Shannon. KC5RBG 2E0UKH. Thank you for calling in. And you can call, not you, but people can call in over Echo Link, and they can also call in over allstar. So, crikey, this is getting out of hand on my screen. There's flipping loads of people connected. I've got another printout coming. I'll say 7-3. Thank you so much for calling in, Shannon.
Threes. And you're having a good
G65RBG.
Yeah, okay, 7-3. So I'm just trying to remember, looking at my call sign list on the screen, who I've spoken to and who I haven't. G7R. Well, the man himself is there. G7RPG. Go ahead. 2E0 UKH. Go ahead, Peter.
And hi everybody else out there, Stu, Steve. Oh, turn the volume down. I've been listening on the YouTube stream. There's a very slight delay between YouTube and what I'm hearing on the radio, so I have to turn the YouTube down so I can hear myself coming back. So yeah, a shout out to Steve HOY, shout out to Stu and Steph, and of course yourself, Steve, and to Fred, and anybody else that's spoken to me. Yeah, I've been having a few technical problems here at my end, believe it or not, but trying to connect up to your allstar node, but that's I think the problem with one of my, everything's in bits here, so everything's very experimental at my end, so sometimes my stuff doesn't quite work properly, but anyhow, I'm hearing you just fine. I'm talking to you on a Baofeng UV82, just through a repeater that I've built that's going to be on demonstration, an all-star repeater, full-blown UHF repeater, and there's quite a few in the UK connected to the HubNet system, which is probably the biggest network of analog linked repeaters in the UK, so I'm just testing it out. It's on the workbench here at the moment. So right, without further ado, enjoying the live video, and back to you, Chris, from G7RPG.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Peter. I'm totally enjoying the live stream. I'm a bit overwhelmed by how many people. I'm not. These repeaters, these nodes that Peter makes, they come with. If you have them linked to your Echo Link, they come with 20 slots. You know, for people to visit you on your repeater, on your node. You know. Because I think I know everything, I went in and changed that to 100. It will not. I don't think it will handle 100. It's down to the speed of the computer in there, the Pi, and it's down to your internet connection. But I just thought it looked good, you know, more professional. If it said I could only have 5, you know, you wouldn't get any visitors. So I changed it. So, I mean, do you know, Peter, how many visitors I can get on there at once? Because at the moment I've got, must be about 10 or 15.
Yeah, well, most of it comes down to bandwidth and which codec you're using. So really depends on how much upstream bandwidth you've got on your internet. But I don't know, 100 connections would require a fair amount of upstream bandwidth. But I mean, if you can imagine you've got, say, I don't know, say 10 megabits upstream, you would be able to have more than 100 connections. The actual upstream bandwidth is about 64 kilobits. So
everyone hearing Peter okay?
Quite a few more than I'm half listening to myself coming back on YouTube with a slight delay on it. Yeah, so certainly with 100 channels is 6 megabits upstream. So if you've got 10 megabits upstream, you could have a lot more, and I think probably most people have got at least 10 megabits upstream. But back to you, Chris.
Yeah, okay. Well, take a. I'm talking into the microphone. Yeah, okay, Peter. Thank you for all the information. Take a standby there. Obviously, you're going to join us till the end of the stream because it's all about your node. which is I'm really impressed with it. You know, in case anyone wonders, I do my research. I get stuff in that I know I'm going to like. I've done my research. It can quite easily look like I like everything. I don't. You know, I've found problems with the FT70. I bought an FT3D, £400, and I sent it back because I didn't like it. But I've done my homework on this node. Mick 2E0XVX, he's probably watching. He's got a ton of them. So if he likes it, if he's having one, I'm having one. Put it that way. Anyway, take a standby, Peter. Let's just leave a gap, a pause for anyone else to call in.
KS4QF checking in.
Yeah, the station checking in. Thank you. I didn't catch your call sign. You're a little bit loud, so I'm just going to back off so the guys can hear you okay. Go again with your call sign and your operator name. And anyone watching in the live stream, put your name and call sign in the comments so we can see who is with us tonight. Go ahead, sir.
This is KS4QF Kilo Sierra 4 Quebec Foxtrot Max in Northwest Alabama.
Yeah, okay, Max. Thank you so much for calling in. Peter has got a lot of friends join us from his group, you know, his organisation, you know, the HubNet. Are you a subscriber of my channel? Just wondering how you found us.
I was just scanning through YouTube and found you, and I will be a subscriber now, and I really appreciate it, sir. Over.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you for finding us and calling in, you know, taking the time to give us a call. My name is Chris, 2E0UKH, and I'm sure you know it, the YouTube channel is Digital Analog Ham, and we do exactly that. I try to do analog, it's difficult. I do digital, and I explore everything that I can do in a block of flats. You know, I'm currently doing mag loops. I've got twin mag loops set up, one in the loft, one halfway down the pole, from my sponsor AD2E0ERO. Anyway, thank you for calling in. Many thanks. Right, could someone tell me how many people are watching on my on my iPad? It says one. It says one person watching. Yeah, just had a text from Peter. Right. M0HOY, Stephen Curtis, are you there? Give me a call on the radio. M0HOY, are you there, Steve?
HOY mobile.
Yeah, got you there, Steve. You're nice and clear. You're nice and clear. Very good audio. Absolutely perfect. You're not too loud and you're not too quiet. And you're mobile, so you're doing very well. But if anyone doesn't know, Steve, he puts a lot of work in on the HubNet. I first met Steve 3 years ago. I built my own hotspot node. And Steve, he SSH'd into my node and set it all up and helped me with loads of things. And he puts loads of work in, like Peter does. And I believe you set up the HubNet. Is that correct, Steve?
just in a bit of a dodgy spot here, but should get better in a moment. And yes, I set up HubNet, and of course I get, but running it takes help from a lot of friends, and obviously Peter there, G7 RPG, puts in a lot of the work to help me manage it. It's all my fault. Back to you.
Yeah, well, on behalf of everyone that's enjoyed HubNet and these nodes, you are the brains. You are the brains. You've set it all up, and your computer skills, on this Asterisk system are absolutely fantastic. When I first started out, you couldn't have been more helpful, and I thank you for that. Anyway, thank you for calling in. I did ask the question. Shannon said there's 24 people watching, 23, 25. Someone just said 24. So that's good. I'm a bit overwhelmed. I didn't expect this much interest because I had a problem with the internet. I set up a live stream earlier, and you can go in and pick up that live stream, whether it's on your phone or on a computer. And I tried to pick it up and the ingestion software didn't work, so I panicked, and I thought there'd only be a couple of people. I thought it'd be me and Peter on here, but there's 20, 30 odd, so that's fantastic. Anyway, thanks for calling in, Steve. Stand by in case there's any questions. Okay, so we're coming up to an hour. Nearly an hour on the stream. I'm not in any rush. I don't want it to be long drawn out. My plan was to accept calls on the stream and to connect and to highlight some of the networks that people are using. So I'll take one more caller on the Mad Max. Yes, what's that mean? Yes. I'll take one more caller on the repeater. If someone wants to call in, go ahead. 2E0 UKH listening on my node. Right, I'm just looking who I haven't spoke to yet. GW8LGX in Swansea. I'll just key up GW8LGX in Swansea. Are you there, sir? Now, one that caught my eye was MB7IUE, and it says he's on 29.270. He's on 10 meters. So I've got to speak to someone on HF. MB7IUE, are you there in Corsham?
You carry on, G0IUE.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Not everyone is able to respond. There's people listening with not trying to wake anyone up nearby. Anyway, thank you for just acknowledging me. I realise you can't come back. So 7-3, and I'll just listen in case anyone calls me, and then I will connect to other repeaters and networks all around the world and demonstrate this system. Right, so I'm just listening. I did make some notes earlier after I spoke to Peter. I'm talking about the G7 RPG node. If you want one, they're £130 in the UK. I don't. What's that in dollars? It's not a lot more than that, is it? It's probably $140. I don't know. It brings all your old FM radios back to life. I've got an 857. Here I've got 10 FM DMR radios I never hear anything much on FM repeaters, and the busiest repeater node in my town is the one I've got, and I can link it where I want. Now, in these videos I've done, you will not hear announcements coming through. That's because I've turned them off. It's just a preference. I didn't want to hear announcement. I've had Allstar for 3 years and I know how it works. When you get these, if someone connects, it will say the call sign has connected. If someone disconnects, I like to use the busy networks, and I find it goes over the top of people. It's 9 dB lower. It is quieter. It's been very cleverly set up. But that's just a personal preference. Right, ham radio 88. I am late, but I made it. That's great. Now, ham rad 88. I'm sure I called into your live stream earlier. Is that correct? I am 2E0 UKH digital analog ham, and I believe I might have got my call signs wrong, but I believe you were doing your live streaming and I was trying to chip in with some help on my lunch break. Mike K5MGB, 130 British pounds, is about $159. Yeah, well, you could spend that on a digital radio. If you're stuck like I am in a block of flats, you know, you could have spent that on the radio. But instead, if you spend it on a node, you don't need to get any radios because everyone has got an FM radio. So anyway, no one is calling me, and I don't blame them. So just look on the screen, and I'm gonna change things around a bit. So I don't think we need to see the. I was gonna say move the camera, but I'm going to disconnect. Yeah, bye Fred. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're busy with your new toy we can't talk about. I can't wait for my new toy to come, which I can't talk about. That'll be the hardest bit, not telling anyone. Right, 7-3 Fred. Tony F, you want me to call from Echo Link? Look, I'm not going to turn down any calls. Go ahead. Yeah, and then one last call. You know, I'm not in any rush to get off, but I don't want it to be long, drawn out and boring. So go ahead, Tony, give me a call, and then I'll show the bubble map. But I can do it while we're talking. So go ahead, Tony, give me a call. So I am connected to nothing, but people are connected to me. And if you click on the bubble map, come on, Tony, give me a call. I'm listening.
UKH from N6ENG. You see me, Chris, over?
Yeah, I'm certainly hearing you there, Tony. Thank you for calling in. I'm not keying up, hold on. Yeah, thank you, Tony, for calling in. I do appreciate that. I'm not in any rush, but I don't want it to be long drawn out. Mike K8MGB, he's saying 7-3, Chris. Great job. Thanks for calling in, Mike. For signing in with your name and call sign. Anyone else new to the stream, put your name and call sign in the comments so we know who's watching. Fred, you're not getting an Anytone 578 to test, are you? I don't even know what that radio is, Fred. Right, so anyway, back to you, Tony. And I don't know if you can see on the screen, Tony, everyone is connecting to me. Look at anyone watching in the video. I'm in blue on the screen, and lots of people are connecting to me, and lots of people are connecting to HubNet, and it shows in a graphical form how who's connected to who. So back to you, Tony.
Yeah, okay, Chris, all understood. Yeah. Just for reference there, we're connected to Echo Link through an iPhone, and all sounding good here. And yeah, all understood there, Chris. I'll leave it there because it's getting
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if you're a subscriber to the channel, but thank you for visiting us, and anyone new that Peter's brought over, please join the channel. We review all sorts of stuff like this: DMR, fusion, analog, mag loops, anything I can do in a block of flats, or I go out mobile. Got an 857D. So thanks for calling in. I'm now going to shut my node off, and I'm going to do a demonstration how I connect to other systems and the features available on the G7 RPG node. 7.3. Cheers, Tony. Rig Search, thanks for joining us. Much appreciated. Is Hamrad88 still there? I'm sure I was connected to your live stream earlier. But anyway, just watch on the PC screen. I'm going to shut this. I'll just minimize it. And I'm going to disconnect from everything. Listen. Right, it would have said disconnected, but if I key up now, it will sound like a phone. It's a disconnect tone. So I'm disconnected from everything. By the way, I am going to connect to a big system in the world. I'm going to connect Tony, I'm a subscriber. I'm just going to show that comment. I've got the choice to hide it in case it was damaging. Right, I'm going to show that because I trust Tony. I spoke to him. Yeah, Tony's a subscriber. Thank you so much. I recognise the call sign. 2E0 UKX. UKX. I do like that call sign. Do you know 2E0 XVX? Right, so looking at the PC screen, can you see my mouse on the screen? I'm disconnected to everything. I'm now I bet someone's reconnected. Let's have a look.
10:35 p.m. Good evening. The time is 10:35 p.m.
Yeah, okay, had a little announcement there. That's what it sounds like. So anyone new watching the stream, put your name and call sign in the comments. By the way, I can only, on my iPad it shows one person is watching, and I know that's not true. So Stuart Chant. Now there's a lot of codes Stuart is pointing out. Is that my friend Stuart that I forgot that I met a few years ago, who had the DMR radio? Were you a distributor or a dealer for DMR radio, and you showed me a lovely radio with an LED screen, nice and thin, and me and Mick were really impressed. I'm not a DMR man, sorry. Okay, that's the other Stuart. Peter Kendall would know who that is. So I was just asking how many people are connected to the stream, because I can't see on my screen. It just says 1, and I know that's true. Not true. Stuart Thompson, yeah, G3 SNA. You would have met Stu at Hamfest. Yes, I did. 26, 25. Okay, it's going up. That's good. Right. So I'm just going to check. I'm disconnected. So I'm disconnected from everything, and I'm going to randomly connect to HubNet UK. I am connecting via allstar. It's node number 41288. You can get in on Echolink. Look for HubNet. Look for M0HOY in Echolink on your phone. You can also get into HubNet on DMR. What is it? 23526. You can also get in on Fusion and D-Star. So Stephen Curtis and Peter, you can put in the comments how you connect to them to advertise the system. So I'm going to click on this link. Look, can you see my mouse? I'm just going to click on this and I will be connected to HubNet. Right, that noise, that means I am connected. So Peter Kendall's putting it in, and YSX, D-star, DCS 477B. So I'm going to put a call out on HubNet, and let's see where in the world someone comes back to me from. Right, this is Chris 2E0 UKH in the UK, putting out a call on HubNet. If anyone can come back to me, I'm doing a demo. I've got a friend here listening.
Burnley, Lancashire. This is Mike 7, Romeo, Juliet, Romeo, portable, over.
Yeah, got you there. The portable station in Lancashire. What are you using? You on so you're on a handheld, going into a repeater. Have you got a node? What are you using that way? Back to you. And what is the operator name? This is Chris 2E0 UKH.
Romeo, Juliet, Romeo, portable. My name's Robert, and I'm using going through a repeater in Nelson, which is Golf Bravo 3, Papa Foxtrot, and I've got a Bofeng 5-watt handheld, over.
Yeah, okay, my friend. Well, it's only fair to tell you, for system. Yeah, good point, Damon. It's only fair to tell you I am live streaming on YouTube, and we've got about 1,000 people watching, and we're on the YouTube channel Digital Analog Ham, and I'm just doing a demo. I'm trying to promote allstar G7 RPG nodes, so it's only fair to mention it, isn't it? So that's brilliant. You're just using a basic FM radio and you're able to speak all around the world, yeah? Yep, just listening for your reply there, sir.
Over.
Yeah, that's okay. I missed your over. But that's good, because is this analog or is it digital? I don't know. I'm going through a HubNet node, an allstar node, G7 RPG node. Got it last week. I've built one myself 3 years ago. Is it analog or digital? I really can't work it out. But the thing I like about it is the audio quality. Some people are clear, so, it's a bit like DXing. Some people have got white noise. It's not just crystal clear like DMR or Fusion or D-Star. It's like you're DXing. Do you know what I mean?
I'm using an analog repeater, which is about 5 miles from my location, over.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'll say 7.3. I don't want to tie up the repeater. I'm going to hit some of the other networks all around the world. 7.3. Thank you for coming back to me. Right, so I'm just going to disconnect all these commands.
Possible 73s, and hope it goes well for you, over.
So I've just disconnected. All these connections I am making, you can make from the keyboard on a radio via DTMF. What is the one to get into HubNet? Is it star 53 or 52? I can't remember. So put it in the comments and I'll do that just to do a demo. Yeah, you can come out on any band. Stuart, it's 5.5, okay. Now, this is difficult to do with holding a microphone and holding a radio. Peter, can you confirm that DMR 23526 is working? Because I tried it the other day and it didn't work. 23526. So to go into the HubNet on DMR, you're looking at 23526. If you're on D star, is it D star? No, sorry. DMR is reflector 4426. Right, I'm going to try and I'm just going to unlink from everything. I think I've already done that, but it's always best to check. I'm going to do a star 55 and see if I can connect to HubNet. So I'm keying up. Right, that means I'm connected. You've got people calling you on HubNet. Okay, Peter, well I'm on HubNet now, so any... Is that G7RPG? It's Chris, live on YouTube. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi Chris. Yeah, I'm on HubNet, but I'm talking to you on DMR. I'm on DMR talk group 23526. Over.
Yeah, well that was an absolutely perfect example of how it should be done. You sounded very clear. There was no loss at all. Mad Max is going on the stream. Got to go to work. God bless on 7.3. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Max. So, no, you're sounding really... I really like that when people call in and they're not too loud and they're not too quiet. They've got it set just right. You know, we haven't got ALC on digital and it's difficult to configure. But if you take a bit of time, you can get it just right. Back to you.
Coming through here, I'm going to have to turn the volume down and everything because I'm listening to you coming back on your 2E0 UKH digital analog ham YouTube channel live stream at the moment. But this is just a demonstration of the power of HubNet. It does link DMR, Fusion, and of course the allstar system, which is behind everything for the HubNet system. And you can come in on any of the modes, but of course the analog is king because the audio quality really does shine through. But you sound great coming back on YouTube, and also hearing you on my DMR radio, and also hearing you on my analog radio through the All-Star system in the house here. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, okay, I keyed up a bit quick there. I should have always give. I'm just saying to the guys watching, always give. Because I didn't. I'm a fine one to talk, but always give a little pause. It gives it a chance to buffer. Stuart, he's saying it. And on Zello, receive only. Yeah, that's very handy to know. I'm sure there's a live stream as well for listening. Anyway, Peter, this stream is getting very long. I'm going to go on to the Win system, and from there I will shut things down. This has been about... I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I don't want it to be too boring. It's an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes now. And I'll say 7.3 Peter. That's Peter, the creator of my node, G7RPG at hotmail.com. They're £130. It brings all your old FM radios back to life. So 7.3 Peter, and thank you so much for sending me one. Anyway, nothing heard from Peter. I think he's, you know, I've spoke to Peter a few times. Peter Kendall, ID 51 has powered off. It has, yes, because I've been waffling. Now, I told you earlier, I set that to go off every half an hour or an hour, I can't remember. And if I fall asleep listening to a radio, whether it's the Anytone or the ID 51, there's power left in it. Right, so anyway, I'm going to look on the screen. I'm going to disconnect. Can you see my mouse pointer? I'm going to disconnect to HubNet. So I'm not connected to anything, and I am going to connect to 2 more networks. HubNet, no, not HubNet. I can do a parrot test. I can check my audio. But you're going to like this, guys. Unless you've got access to Allstar, you cannot connect to the Wind system. The Wind system is a series of over 100 repeaters on East Coast America. If anyone's watching in America, put your name and call sign in. Have you know, the Wind system is very famous. Has anyone used the Wind system? You can't get in on Echolink, but I can get in on an FM radio in my house in the UK. Right, I'm going to click on the Wind system and I'm going to put a call out. So I've connected to the Wind system and I'm just going to shift it over away from the camera. Now, there's hundreds of nodes here. Some of them are repeaters. You know, any one repeater could have 50 people on it. It's incredible. All these people on it. So I'm just going to put on the Wind system. There's a very good feature where you can ask for a demo of the Wind system. I'm going to do that, and you'll hear the call signs and the locations of people using the Wind system. Right, good evening everybody. This is Chris 2E0UKH live on YouTube. I am asking for a demo of the Wind system, trying to promote Allstar.
VK2RJ in Sydney, Australia.
California.
K6VP, San Jose, California.
KF7EA in New Kern, California.
Audio okay, guys? On the audio okay on the stream?
CS, Middle Lakes, Alaska.
W7FT Mobile, Fall River Pima Indian Community, Arizona.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, okay, thank you for the demo, guys. Just so you know, I am live streaming on YouTube on the YouTube channel Digital Analog Ham. I am publicising an All-Star node, and thank you for taking part in the demonstration. If anyone wants to come back with another call, go ahead. Otherwise I will QSY. Many thanks. Okay, nothing heard. Thank you for the use of the repeater. 2E0UKH, back to standby. Many thanks, cheers. Right, so this system, the Wind system, is used. There's thousands of people on there. It's really busy. And this is the only way I can get into it. Anyway, I'm going to wind this stream up. Doug Spratt he said yes. Bit like the chap that keeps connecting Peanut app to the HubNet. Haha. Yeah. I used to be a beta tester for the Peanut app. I'm very lucky. David PA7LIM, he put a couple of my videos on the he put the Android version, how to connect my video. He put the Windows version on there, so I'm absolutely flattered that he's put that on there. Right, Peter, is there anything else I need to cover about the All-Star node that I've not covered? So I'm just going to as a final thing, I'm just going to, am I still live? I'm not getting any comments. I'm going to QSY now. I'm going to go 7.3 in a moment, but I'm just going to show you how to find the node. You know, he doesn't make any money out of this hardly. He made, you know, he sold me one at a special deal because I know they're good. I needed another one, and I said I'd do a couple of videos, and I'll only promote stuff that I know is very good. Still live, thank you, Tony. If you go to a search engine and search for G7 RPG node, that's all you need to type in. G7 RPG node. So I'm just going to do something different on the screen. We're fed up of seeing my radio there, the ID51. I'm going to just stream my desktop and just going to make it full screen. I searched for GP7 RPG node, and the first one that comes up is HubNetwork.uk, and on here you can see £130 delivered, configured and delivered. Now, I've had an All-Star account for the past 3 years because I built my own, but it just means I've got a username and password on All-Star. I created a All-Star username and password, and I got a node number, and that's the most important thing. You know, we've all been using Echolink for years on our phones, and I contacted Echolink and I got a variation on my call sign for a link, and that links the two together. For any further information, contact Peter, because it was 3 years ago I did it, and I can't remember how I did it, but I'm just going to show you this video which shows you the craftsmanship inside it. You know, I'm not making any money out of this, by the way. I'm just trying to promote. I'm stuck in a block of flats. It's very difficult to do radio. I can do HF now. I can do VHF and UHF if anyone's there, but this thing brings my radios back to life. So I'm going to I've not done this yet. I'm gonna enable my desktop audio, and could you guys give me, when the video is playing, give me an audio report on the video. So I've got the my desktop audio enabled. I'm not going to speak again. I'm going to press play. Just in the comments, give me a 5.9 or 10.1.
Hello YouTube and fellow radio hams. Just want to do a quick update video. of the All-Star micronodes that I've been making over
Can
here
you hear
in
the
the
audio,
for people.
guys? Of the
I've
video.
made quite a lot of these now over the last few years, and they're in Australia, Germany, Spain, United Kingdom, Canada, the USA.
Thanks, Doug.
Don't really
Thanks,
get any
Tony.
problems whatsoever with them. They work very well, and people are very happy with them. Over the years that I've been making them, the
Look at the
design has been
craftsmanship
somewhat
in
revised
this,
and improved
node.
upon. The components are pretty much the same.
There's a Raspberry
Just have a
Pi.
little look what we've got here. There's the Raspberry Pi
You know, they're
2
30
computer.
quid.
Still
There's
using
a
Raspberry
Bayo
Pi 2Bs
You know,
version
they're
1.1
10,
boards.
15
They
quid.
work
There's a-
very well, and they're still readily available. We've got the CM108 sound card here.
And then there's the chip down the left-hand
Which,
side.
as you can see, the way that I do the modification for these, remove all these components off here,
in the case, and all the
and
work is
then
done
wire in the COS and the PTT down here onto the end of the board, which makes for a nice, tidy
configured.
installation.
It's already configured, ready to
Moving
go.
over
Just
to
plug it
the
in.
transceiver here, which is the Baofeng 888S. I absolutely love these radios. They're not particularly good handhelds. The audio's a bit shoddy on them because of the case, but they work excellent for this application. Now these have been modified by me. I remove all the screws here, take the PCB off, and remove the final transistor from the amplifier stage, and bypass it with a 0.1 100 nanofarad capacitor, and also remove the inductor as well that provides the voltage to that transistor. The net result is the output power from this is about 40 milliwatts, as I've measured on professional test equipment, and that's more than enough range for more than 100 meters or so, even further. And it's it is a hotspot after all. It's not a a high-powered node, but it's certainly good for around the house and down the road a bit. And just moving over to the final bit, we've got buck converter here. It's an LM2596. This takes in about 9 volts, it's up to about 25 volts DC, and that gives us a nice 5 volts supply for the Pi, and also the radio. The voltage for the radio is reduced to about 3.9 volts, because the nominal voltage of the battery is 3.7, but a fully charged battery is actually 4.2 volts, so we've got a little bit of room to play with there. Just on the DC input here, we've got a switch and a standard DC barrel connector. There's a series diode in here, and the purpose of that is to prevent anything bad happening should reverse polarity happen. Just protects the power supply and the Pi as well. And finally, just a little mod that I made for these is the LED status indicator, which is driven by the GPIO pins on the Pi. This
Audio's
radio
still
in my
okay,
hand,
guys?
it's another little Baofeng, and when you key up on the Baofeng, you get the green LED, which means the radio is receiving a signal, and we get the red light there
Yeah, thanks,
when
Mike.
it's on transmit, so you can see
How many people
straight
are
away
watching,
what's
by the
going
way?
on. So there you go. This is the All-Star micronode, micro hub, should I say. Don't want to upset anybody in the USA with the name micronode, but it does seem to be a fairly universal
Tony.
term for a small box of tricks. I hope you've enjoyed the watching. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you to everyone that's watched tonight. It's a bit longer than expected. What was it? I started at about 9:45, 9:30, 9:45, so quite a long stream, but had a lot of people take part. And if someone, my normal rules apply. If someone calls me, if someone calls on a repeater, I go back to them. If I'm driving or it's difficult, I won't. but if I'm able to, I'll always go back to someone, you know. And everyone needs to make, if everyone made one contact a day on analog, you know, we'd have a lot more activity. Just make one contact a day, and you know, keep this thing going. We had a scare with the 2 meters, losing the 2 meter ban. Luckily we've won, but anyway, put your 7.3s in the comments, and let me know who's watching still, and say 7.3, put your name and call sign in the comments. Tony, looks great. Thanks Chris for the great info. Mike is put his call sign in there, KM8MGB. Now I've had a few emails. Sean, put the email address in the printer for the printer. I've been so tied up with radio stuff, I haven't showed my photos. I've got a Sean, put the email address. It's 2e0ukh@hpeprint.com. Send an email to that and it will come out on my printer live, and I'm just going to show you some emails I've got, some photos. Quite a bit of delay on here. Terrible delay. Huge delay. Anyway, I can't show the emails. 7.3. Put your 7.3s in the comments. Are you still there, Peter? And Stephen, M0HOY. Right, 7.3 guys, thanks for joining us tonight. 2E0UKH back to standby. Cheers. Yeah, 7.3 Shannon. Stephen Curtis, good night. I'm just going to pull the camera out so I can relax. So the camera's out. I'm just showing my desktop. Peter Kendall, thanks Chris. Brilliant review and promotion for HubNet that represents the All-Star network in the UK. Well, on behalf of everyone that's bought one, you know, it's brought all my FM radios back to life, and I built a node 3 years ago, and it took me 40 hours. I haven't got much hair as it is, but I lost a lot doing that. So anyway, put your 7.3s in the comments, and I will wind things up. Many thanks. 2E0UKH digital analog ham, back to standby and monitoring comments. Yeah, good night Tony. Tony F. Thanks for calling in earlier.